President Emerson Munangagwa has responded to Comrade Geza and his team. They have responded, of course, in a bit of a tactical way, but it's clear to everyone who's looking and who's interested to decode that this forum of editors meeting the president was all meant to respond to what the comrades have been saying to their fellow comrade. Now, they've taken a position to not respond directly, which is understandable, because by responding directly, you are giving credit to this concern and to the issues that are used. So you create a platform to address and send signals. But what are the main signals that I've picked up? Number one, this pressure has been mounting, and the pressure is reaching where it needs to reach. However, the president is not yet prepared to go, which is what is expected. He's not prepared to throw, this position that he has and the 2 years that he even still has in his term away. So he has not changed the hymn book. He's still singing from the same hymn book. Everything that the president said is what he has been saying. I am a constitutionalist, and I'm going to go when the time has arrived. However, he has also not changed his position in terms of rebuking those who are speaking about the third term, because he's in that position where he could just say, if ever I hear you mention this, you're in trouble. He's not said. He said that people are allowed to dream. Ziroto. But he has not directly said, look, this is not going to be tolerated. Regardless of you supporting me, I appreciate your support. But however, let's spend our energy on other things. Let us not spend resources in this 2030 discussion. No, he has not said that. So it actually essentially means whatever his position was before this is still the same position. And those who have been preaching the 2030 agenda will continue preaching that same agenda. He also sends a signal to the party and the organization where he says, people in Zanu PF, there are people who are Zanu PF and there are people who wear Zanu PF t-shirts. Who are those people? And based on the current shenanigans happening in Zanu PF, your guess is as good as mine. It's obvious. We have this team that has been speaking about reform, a change of president, as led by Comrade Geza and the crew. So he has sent a signal to say, guys, we've got people who have been infiltrated, and there are these people that look like they're with us, but they're not with us. Now, what that signal makes others do, you and me wouldn't know, but it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of that signal, because it's telling. Another very important point is that usually the president is always flanked by his vice presidents. They were not there. This time around, they were not there. Now, what does that mean? It tells us what could be happening behind closed doors and what could be happening with the team. Usually, even Mama Opam Chinguri is always in the periphery. She was not there. Also, we have been sent we have a view of who the president is trusting, because George Charamba was there. And it seemed from what he was saying that he is the one who was assigned the responsibility to find and to invite the people that were going to come to this editors meet the president forum. So it tells us where George Charamba is sitting within all these discussions, because George Charamba cannot invite people that he knows that they are going to expose his boss, the young man, as he was called by the president, that this young man, George Charamba. Now, the other interesting fact is that the president did show a warm, welcoming posture. He was not scaring anyone. He was cracking jokes throughout. He was, of course, trivializing some of the questions by throwing them back. I'm going to try and persuade the persuaders to not persuade me so that I'm persuadable. And all sorts of things that he said. And that is something that one has to really look at and say, okay, what image? Because there's a message in everything. All this is crafted for a specific message. This was a moment that will actually reflect more on. And in hindsight, we shall see what this moment meant. The message has been delivered, and a response had to be crafted. Time had to be set aside, and thinking of what strategy to use to respond. It's going to be interesting as we move forward.